Hey there guys, I'm back to another video. Today I'm here doing another pickups video. This time I'm doing everything I picked up within the month of April for the most part. Some of them are more recent pickups since we are now in May, but for the most part everything I picked up in this video was done in April. I'm going to get into the games that I picked up this month, which there are only 2, just so you know. And then I'm going to go into my Blu-rays that I picked up, my figurines, and then my comic books, because that's what I'm into nowadays in terms of like collecting and all of this stuff. Because I feel like that when it comes to collecting video games, if you're not into like the retro stuff, it's kind of hard to like, you know, really find what you want within video games. And also on top of that, when I collect video games, I also want to play them, and I have so many games in my collection that I've yet to play. I kind of feel guilty when I buy a game and then I'm like, well, that's just gonna sit on the shelf for a couple of months or maybe even years. So this summer I hope to clean out a lot of my backlog and hopefully not feel as guilty when I buy games like Gravity Rush Remastered. So this is a game that I bought just because of collecting purposes. For one thing, I bought this on Amazon for like $60 or something like that, which you might say is a little insane because it's used and all that stuff. But when you come down to it, when you actually know the research behind this game itself, this was an Amazon exclusive for the physical edition. You could buy this game on the PlayStation Network store for the PS4 digitally, but I am a video game collector. I want the physical disc, and I was like, okay, they have it on Amazon used for $60. I was looking on eBay before, and the prices for this thing could go upwards of like $100, and it can be a lot cheaper than $60 if you buy like the Chinese version and like read with subtitles. But like, I'm a collector, I also want to play the game as well. Like, if I was just gonna play the game and not just care about any of that stuff, I would just buy it digitally, to be honest. But since I want the physical North American version of it, I had to go and spend that $60. You know, it kind of hurt at first, but I was like, you know, me buying it now is probably a good thing, because later in the future, this physical version of Gravity Rush on the PlayStation 4 is probably going to be worth a lot of money, you know? So, like, me buying it now, it's going to hurt right now, but in the future, if I potentially need that money, I can, you know, sell this and make a lot of money back. Potentially. Obviously, I'm not saying that, you know, this game in the future is going to be worth hundreds, but, you know, it can be worth hundreds. That's what I'm saying. And also, I don't collect video games just for money worth, obviously, because if I did that, I would have like a bunch of NES games that I wouldn't play, but, you know, just like have for net worth value. Anyways, moving on, the other game that I picked up this month is obvious, I think, at this point. The PlayStation 4 title that everyone bought, God of War for the PlayStation 4. If you want to know my full thoughts and opinions on this game, spoiler free, you can check out my review on this very channel. But pretty much, this game's awesome. It's fantastic. Lived up to the expectations that it was setting itself to be. So yeah, there's that. Moving on, let's move on to the Blu-rays, and then figures, and then comic books. So first up, we got some used Blu-rays I bought on eBay because I needed to buy these for my collection, and you'll see exactly what collection that is. But it is the Marvel Cinematic Universe collection. So these 2 movies I have yet to own on Blu-ray. I have Captain America Civil War and then Thor. I originally watched this on like a bootleg like DVD for some reason. I believe my grandma bought it, and like she just gave it to me and my brother because she thought that we would like it. And you know what? It was actually very coincidental because I watched that right before I went to go see the original Avengers in theaters. So, but yeah, that was definitely a coincidence. But yeah, this movie I honestly have no opinion on it because I haven't seen it in so long. So I'm very excited to go and hopefully sit down one day, just watch this movie, and you know, give my full opinion on it, because this is a movie that you know, it's cool to go and see how Thor as a character has evolved as the MCU went on, because I also have the latest Thor movie on Blu-ray that I just bought, Thor Ragnarok. This movie pretty much shows on how far the character has gone in the MCU and how much has changed. You know, at first they wanted to be very serious and, you know, have some comedic moments with the original Thor, but now Thor Ragnarok, it might as well be a comedy because there's so many funny moments, funny bits, funny lines. And the fact that I believe most of this movie was improv was fantastic. You know, there were obviously some bits where they were like, all right, we need this to be scripted, but, you know, other parts, I feel like that they just let the actors, you know, roam free and do as they want, as they think the characters would do. So, but yeah, Thor Ragnarok is definitely a really, really good movie. Saw that in theaters and I loved it. Moving back to Civil War, I could have bought it as like one of these like newer you know, covers where it's just like a silver background with just the characters on the front. But when I was on eBay, I was like, I could get that for like, you know, a couple dollars cheaper, but if I spent a couple dollars more, I think it was like $1 or $2, mind you, I would get this cover. And I think that this cover for Captain America Civil War just fits with how the movie is set up. You know, like both sides with Captain America and Iron Man with their, you know, supporters on each side. So I really do like this cover a lot more. I know that this movie is on Netflix, and that's how I watched it leading up to me going to see Infinity War in theaters, but I wanted to go and have this movie on Blu-ray just for collecting purposes. Alright, moving on, we got one last Blu-ray that I want to go and talk about, and this was something that I did not expect me buying so soon, but it was a exclusive to Best Buy, and I just kind of wanted it right now. So, Avatar: The Last Airbender, the complete series, first time on Blu-ray, exclusive to Best Buy from May 1st to June 4th. When Avatar originally came out, I wasn't like hugely into it because I had no idea on exactly how good the show was. But years after the show is now over, this is like one of the greatest Nickelodeon shows of all time. I think a lot of people would say. And as a person who watched Korra, The Legend of Korra, as that came out, yeah, like this show probably is one of the greatest shows of all time. Now, I can't firmly say that just because when this show came out, I was not all that into it. I would like watch episodes here and there, and like the moment that I knew that this show was like fantastic was when I would watch like episodes with like other characters that weren't like Aang, Katara, and Sokka. I believe that's what their names are. When the focus wasn't on them, but it was on other characters, those episodes were still really strong and really entertaining to watch, and that's what really like pretty much lit the light bulb in my head that I was like, oh wait, this show's like really, really good. And I watched the entire book 4 like season as it was coming on air. So yeah, like I cannot wait to go and finally sit down and watch this entire series episode back to back, you know, books 1 through 4, and yeah, cannot wait to go and do that later this year. So there's that. Alright, so now let's get into the collectibles. First up, let's start with some eBay purchases that I did of some smaller figurines. So I recently discovered this line of Megaman figures. It is made by Bandai, and I forget exactly what like the numbers for this series is, because it's like Mega Man 66 Bandai, something like that, but pretty much they all come in these little boxes. You could get one of 4 of the Mega Men. You could get the original. You could get X. You could get EXE, Battle Network Mega Man. You could get Rock Volnut, which is from Mega Man Legends. And you'll know which one you get just by looking at the top. So this one is the box for the original Mega Man. And I have the other 2 boxes. I actually didn't get all 4 of the figures just because the seller that I bought it from on eBay didn't have all 4. He actually sold out on one of them. So you'll find out quickly as to which one I didn't get. But first up, we got the Battle Network Mega Man. This is my personal favorite Mega Man just because this is the Mega Man that introduced me to the character and the one I kind of grew up with. So yeah, I really do like the sword and all that. He does have another interchangeable hand, which has the Buster Cannon or whatever it's called. But yeah, he has a different hand that comes with the box. So yeah, and also he has a little stand, which not all of the characters have for some reason. But yeah, definitely a very, very cool little figure. He's around like 2 inches tall, so which is about the same for the rest of these figures. So obviously the one that you guys saw earlier with the box, the original Mega Man, I have him with a open hand. He also has a closed fist. Each of these characters comes with 1 interchangeable hand, or like I guess 2, you know, including the one that you put on him, but another one to go and swap out with. So I have him do this kind of pose, and then he like shoots like that, and then he looks. That's sort of like the pose that I have him do. So But yeah, once again, stands around the 2-inch scale, which I really do like smaller figures as well. Not just like the, you know, big like 6 to 5-inch figures or whatever. So, and the last one that I have here is Rock Volnut. He is from Megaman Legends. I actually didn't know that his arm cannon was on his left arm, so that is pretty interesting. But yeah, I really do like the design of this Megaman. I'm not exactly sure if it's because of the hair or the armor, but you know, this Megaman just looks distinctively different from all of the other ones. So how do you want to pick him up? And obviously, as you can tell, they did not have X because he sold out. So there is that. Let me just go put the boxes right there. Moving on to some other collectibles that I purchased this month. Tomy have been, or they currently have the license for Sonic the Hedgehog, so they have been releasing some new Sonic the Hedgehog merch. Or collectibles, I should say. So first up, we got this Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Chow combo pack. I did not buy the Sonic and Knuckles comic book packs that came with their classic counterparts along with a Archie comic book. The reason I did not buy those was because I knew that they were going to reprint these figures in like a different pack. So, you know, this was my chance to go and get all 3 of them along with some extra Chow. I've yet to open this just because I have no reason to open it. I'm sort of more of a inbox collector when it comes to the Sonic stuff nowadays. So, but yeah, this is a very, very cool pack. On the back, they have a little description if you want to read that real quick, along with a picture of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, along with a Chow. So, yeah, this is a pretty cool 3-pack, and yeah. Another thing that I bought from Tomy, and by the way, I bought that from Target, and then I believe I told you where I bought the other stuff. But yeah, Target for that, and then I also bought these new Sonic plushies from Target as well. So the first one that I found to be pretty cool was a Chow plush. I know that GE, who did Sonic plushes in the past, released a Chow plush, but I never got around to buying that one. So now I have a Chow plush of my own by Tomy, and it has a nice big tag with the character on it. And the other one that I think is a lot more exciting is a classic Supersonic plushie. And by the way, these plushies, I thought they were like $9.99. These are $14.99. In which, when I was at self-checkout, scanning these, I was like, oh my god, it's $15? Jesus. So good thing I did not buy all of them that were there, because they had the full wave of them there. They had Vector, Eggman, I believe Amy, and Modern Sonic, but I didn't buy any of those. I just bought the ones that I was very interested in, which were these 2. So yeah, Supersonic once again with the big tag on them. Okay, so let's move on to some other stuff that I bought from Target on that same day. So I bought this little guy, or not little guy, he's actually pretty big, Dragon Ball Super Dragon Star Series Goku. I bought this because I know that this series is very popular amongst Dragon Ball Z collectors. So, and like personally, I really do like the 6-inch scale for, like, you know, Dragon Ball Z figures. I think that is like a really good size for them. So I bought this, and they also had Vegeta and Frieza, but I decided to go and leave them there and pick them up another time. That was like weeks and weeks ago now, so I have no idea if they are still there. But if they are, I will definitely pick them up. But right now, I only got Goku from this wave. And moving on, I bought some Marvel Legends while I was at Target as well. Obviously, as a big Spider-Man fan myself, I got the Iron Spider for Avengers Infinity War. I really do like this suit. It looks really nice, especially in the movie. But yeah, it's a little bit of a shame that he only has the web shooting finger poses. So I wish that he came with different hands so I could pose them in different ways. But, you know, I only got the web shooting poses for this Iron Spider figure. And then the last figure that I surprisingly picked up, I had no idea that this series was going to come out so soon. It is part of the new Deadpool lineup. When they released the first Deadpool Marvel Legends figures last year, I did not get a chance to pick it up like many others did. So now I have this one. And this one is a lot more basic. He only has the two swords. He doesn't have, you know, guns or anything like that, like the other one has, I believe. So, but yeah, you know, now I have a Deadpool Marvel Legends figure. Okay, so I got some more Marvel Legends goodness, but this stuff comes from, or this one figure I bought came from a comic book store that I now frequent at because they sell the IDW Sonic the Hedgehog series, while my local comic book store doesn't, so I have to go to this one to go and get the Sonic IDW series. But anyways, I saw this on the shelf and I never saw it before, and it was for the $19.99 along with tax, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just buy it because if I don't see it again, I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot because I didn't pick it up that day. It is Spider-Man Noir. I've only ever been exposed to this character in the Shattered Dimension video game, and I loved his gameplay segments in that game, and you know, his whole character design and like the different backstory that he has compared to the other Spider-Men. So yeah, I bought it because, you know, I just love the design of this character and what I know of him from the Shattered Dimension video game. Moving on, we got some more Dragon Ball Super Dragon Star figures. I saw these. This was my first ever exposure to these Dragon Ball Super figures. And then I went home and I did some research, and some of these figures are a lot of money. And, you know, some of them actually look pretty good in terms of like getting like how accurate the Dragon Ball Z characters are. So I was like, I'm gonna just pick them up because I think that they are pretty neat collectibles. So we got Super Trunks, or Super Saiyan Future Trunks, my bad. But yeah, I really love Trunks as a character. I love his design, his backstory, all that stuff. So I had to go and pick up this figure, obviously. And then I also got Hit. I don't know much about his character, if I'm gonna be honest, but from what I know of it, from like watching a few episodes of Dragon Ball Super, you know, I was definitely down with this character, especially with his design. Like, he just looks like a pretty cool character just by looking at this art on the side. So I just bought it, and yeah, he's not part of my collection of Dragon Ball Super figures. And then the last figure that I bought much more recently, or not much more recently, but the other figure that I bought at the comic book store that has the IDW Sonic series, is a World of Nintendo Mario Maker Mario figure. And the only reason I bought it there was because I never saw it at Walmart or Target. Like, all of those times that I would go there to go and try to get this figure, they never had it. So this comic book store had it, and I was like, it's $15, but I'm gonna just buy it now because I need this in my collection. I'm tired of looking for it everywhere I go, pretty much. So I'm gonna just buy it. Okay, so now let's move on to some comic books here. I bought, obviously, the Sonic the Hedgehog IDW series at that comic book store where I got all of these collectibles from, or most of them from. So first up, we got the first issue of the Sonic the Hedgehog IDW series, the main cover. I also bought the B cover because I love how Tracy Yardley draws Sonic, and, you know, I think that this cover was fantastic, so obviously I had to buy it. Sonic the Hedgehog issue number 2. I did not buy the variant cover because I was not a huge fan of how that looked. I got issue number 3 featuring Knuckles. I also got the variant cover because I love how Jennifer Hernandez draws the characters, and also this cover just, you know, like it's a little funny at the same time because, you know, Sonic's just like, come on guys, really? And then last but not least, I got issue number 4 featuring the new character, god damn it, Tangle the lemur. So, and then I got the cover B because I think that this cover looks pretty badass, if I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so obviously I bought some other comic books along the way. So I discovered a new Gears of War series that was being published by IDW, and the only issue that my local comic book store had was that comic book store, I mean, I guess now it's like kind of whatever. The comic book store, when I was picking up the first issue of the Sonic the Hedgehog comic book series, was this. They only had issue number 4, but he did order issue number 3 for me, so I eventually did buy that. And then at the same time that he had issue number 4 on the shelf, there was a reprint of issue number 1, so this was pretty much a way for me to go and finally get into this, or, you know, to try to get into it. And, you know, after the first issue, I was like, alright, I'm actually really into the series, so I bought issue number 2 on eBay. This is the cover A, and then issue number 3 is cover B. I really don't care, to be honest, but, you know, and then I got issue number 4, cover A. So now we have the entire mini-series. I've yet to finish it. I read the first issue, haven't dived into any of the other ones here, but hopefully I will do that very, very soon. Some other comic books I picked up because I am into these DC series at the moment. Super Sons, issue number 15. I know that they are ending it soon, I believe, which is a little sad because this series is actually really, really good. But yeah, I really do love the Super Sons. I'm not caught up with this series actually because they did like a whole crossover with Super Sons, Teen Titans, and Superman, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm waiting for that trade paperback to come out so I can now read the following issues leading up to the finale. So I just have it for now because I know I'm going to read it later, and I know I'm going to want to read it later, so that's why I have it pretty much. And then the other one that I'm following is Batman Sins of the Father. I love the first issue, despite me not knowing what happens in season 2. This is like a prequel, like, you know, it's supposed to fill that gap between season 1 and season 2. So I believe I'm not caught up with the series right now. I need to read issue number 2 and then this one. So, but yeah, I got those 2. And then Free Comic Book Day happened much more recently, so I picked up some comics, obviously, because, you know, they're free. I got the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Shattered Grid Free Comic Book Day comic. I actually now want to read this comic book series now just because I read this. It is very interesting as to how different this comic book series is compared to the TV show. Obviously, this comic book series is dedicated towards like older fans, so they could do certain things that they obviously couldn't do within the TV show. So I'm applauding to Boom Studios for doing that. So I definitely want to go and read this series now and hopefully catch up to the Shattered Grid event. I also got the Amazing Spider-Man Free Comic Book Day. I know that they are going to do another reboot of the Amazing Spider-Man series very soon, I believe this summer. So this is sort of like, you know, a way to go and get into it. Or like, you know, a like small preview of what's to come for the Amazing Spider-Man series. Personally, you know, I'm not exactly all that into it. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's because I love the Ultimate Spider-Man series, and the fact that, you know, he's still in high school is very grounded as to, you know, this in terms of that Spider-Man. But this Spider-Man, you know, he's like trying to look for an apartment, and, you know, I'm not entirely, you know, sold on it just yet. I might buy the first issue still when that comes out. We'll just have to go and wait and see, but, you know, I was not entirely thrilled about that. And then I got the Invader Zim Free Comic Book Day comic because I love Invader Zim, so I want to go and see exactly what is going on with the comic book adaptation. Alright, so last bit of comic book stuff that I have here. Some of you guys may know in a previous pickups video, I bought the first 4 issues of the Sonic the Hedgehog Archie comic book series, and to go and make sure that those 4 issues stay in great condition as they are, I decided to go and get them graded at my local comic book store. It cost me around $130 to get them all graded, so it's not that bad, especially for 4 issues. It took a very, very long time to finally get them shipped out and then ship them back to me. So let me just go and show you what I mean by grading them. So these are Cgc Graded now. These are pretty much going to stay in the condition that they are graded in. So this one is a 9.0 for the first ever issue of Sonic the Hedgehog. That is great, fantastic. I would love a higher grade, but, you know, a 9.0 is good enough for me, I would say. So got that. Next issue I got here is obviously the second one. 9.2, not bad, not bad. And then next up I got is issue number 3. It is a 9.4 actually. I was very, very surprised by that. And then the worst one out of them is a 8.5 with issue number 4. So But yeah, I'm glad that I have the first 4 issues of the Sonic the Hedgehog Archie series, all graded, all nice, all 8s or higher, which is fantastic. As you can see there, they have even like little things on the top with the name of the comic itself, and then the grade it has on it. So I'm very, very happy that I own that now. So and then pickups from just today, actually, Friday, I went to my local comic book store where I got these comics graded, along with where I picked up the free comic book day comics. I went there because I wanted to go and pick up, let me just go and move the camera over. I wanted to go and pick up this, actually. I wanted to get a short box for my comic books because, as you can see back there, I have them all on this bookshelf, but I kind of want them in its own like little dedicated box. So I got this Black Panther box, which is pretty cool in my opinion, just because of the artwork that it has on both sides, and the fact that like the cardboard that's used for here is not just like, you know, regular cardboard. It like feels a little nicer as well, like it feels a lot higher quality than like a normal short box. So I have nothing in there yet. I have no idea what I'm gonna put in there right now. So but yeah, I'm very, very happy about this purchase. It cost me $10, which is not that bad. But on top of getting that short box, I also bought some comics. So let me just go and show you those that I bought here. These are pretty much just like filler issues for the Sonic the Hedgehog series. These are mainly like specials and like spin-offs and all that stuff. So I got issue number 2 of the Sonic Super Special. I got issue number 4 of the Sonic Super Special. Issue number 5, Sonic Kids. Issue number 6, this is Sonic issue number 50, but it is the director's cut. Got Sonic Super Special number 9. And then some of the spin-off series that Archie did back in the day. I got issue number 3 of the Tales miniseries. I'm only missing issue number 2 for that series now. And then I got the Princess Sally miniseries. I don't have issue number 1, so I still need to go and get that, but this is issue number 2. And then right here, I got issue number 3. So, but yeah, and then I also picked up some Sonic Archives because they had these for some reason. So I got Sonic Archives Volume 0. I don't have this for some reason, but now I do. And then I also got Sonic Archives Volume 18. So, but yeah, that is pretty much all of the pickups that I got in the month of April. It is a lot of stuff, I'm not gonna lie. Throughout the month of May, I'm definitely gonna try to save money and, you know, not spend it as much, because despite me, you know, showing you guys everything I bought here, I even pre-ordered the Spider-Man PS4 special edition and all that stuff, which you won't see until September. So, but yeah, I definitely spent a lot of money this month. I'm definitely going to try to save up for next month, so hopefully there won't be another pickups video, sadly, for May, But yeah, that is all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys haven't already, you can subscribe. I put new videos up every single Saturday. Follow the links in the description below to my Facebook and Twitter, where I put updates on my future videos, along with my twitch.tv live stream, where I try to stream every single Sunday from 12 p.m. EST all the way up until 5 p.m. EST. I will not be streaming tomorrow because I still have finals to worry about. So yeah, I think that is about it. Thank you guys for watching this video once again, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos. Game on, gamers!